Good morning. I say good morning, but it's not feeling that good. I'm Leanne, if you've not been here before, and this is my weight loss channel. And I just update you on each aspect of my life, really. If you're returning and you are somebody that watches and follows me along, you will know that I have just got back from Denmark. Yeah, I've been to Denmark. I'm like totally lost as to where I've been and where I've not been because I'm trying to fit lots of countries in. To say that I feel battered and bruised is an understatement. So I yesterday did a day trip to Denmark. We went to Copenhagen. It was me and Lily. We just did a day. We flew out from Manchester Airport early hours of the morning. Our flight was at 7:30 and we had to set off at 4 o'clock in the morning. The night before, we were kind of organised, but I worked while about 6, I think it was actually 6:30. Came home, got a shower, got ready and off. Like, I tried to go to bed early and it just didn't really work. I couldn't sleep. I don't know why. I just kept having loads of dreams. So we went over to Denmark. I am going to edit and upload that video because I like saving memories of my travel and what I'm doing, but I haven't got around to it yet because obviously I've just slept and I've woke up. So here I am, woke up in my pajamas. I've not even done my hair. Denmark was brilliant. We had a lovely time together. Lily wasn't actually very well. I'm not going to run through everything we did because obviously if you want to see that, I'll put it in that vlog, and if you're not interested, then you don't have to watch it then, and it saves it. And I'm not harping on about like the Denmark trip if you're not interested in travel and what I'm doing. So we spent a full day. We didn't fly home until 9:30 at night, and then obviously we had to drive in from Manchester. We absolutely, I think, smashed Copenhagen in one day. We saw the changing of the guards. We did absolutely tons. I tried in terms of diet-wise to be super, like mindful. Now, when I say mindful, I mean like in Brussels, I was super greedy and it was ridiculous, really. And I'm trying to curb that side of me just for myself and my own development. And I feel like I kind of did in Denmark. So I took with me 2 of the large sushi trays from Aldi in my bag because I wanted to be mindful about what I'm eating, and I don't think sushi is too bad. I decided against a sandwich because I didn't want to just up on the bread, and I always find those really not satisfying, they're okay, but they're not like majorly enjoyable, and they're loads of calories just for the sake of it. So I opted for a sushi tray because I do find those a lot more enjoyable. I mean, I'm vegetarian, so all I really have in there is there's rice, there's vegetables, there's a bit of cream cheese in 2 of them, but it is very minute. And then there's the sesame seeds and the seaweed wrapped around some of them too, with soya sauce like drizzled on top. I don't think that was a bad option. So I had one of the trays for my like early lunch, like lunch about 12 o'clock. I had a latte from McDonald's on the way there. I then walked around Denmark and I had a bite of a pastry from the oldest bakery, and then I brought the rest home for Oliver. We tried half a macaroon each, which was a really small one. I had 2 more lattes while I was there, and loads of water, just because I'd bought some from the airport and I was really dehydrated. One of my lattes was a skinny latte, and then the other latte was only really small. It was like in a small cup. I did eat quite a large croissant. It was like this big, and it had loads of like this fresh cream in it were really nice, with raspberry jam and some raspberries on it, which I'm sure was calorific, but I was supposed to be sharing it with Lily, but she didn't feel very well, so I did actually just eat it all. Which, is that greedy or is it not? I'm not sure. And then we got back to the airport, and on the flight home for like late tea, I ate my other sushi tray. So that is, I didn't stop off on the way home for a McDonald's, which I did last time. And I'd not eaten like a set meal. So overall, I had 3 coffees, one of which was skinny coffee, loads of water, 2 sushi trays, a croissant filled with cream, raspberry jam and raspberries, a bite of a Danish pastry with pistachio cream on, and that's it really. That's all I ate all day, which I was quite fulfilled. I wasn't hungry. And I feel like I've experienced the stuff in Denmark that I wanted to. I wasn't really limiting myself, but I do feel like I've reined it in a bit. So in terms of calories and like what I did, if you've watched me and followed me along and you've seen the Brussels video where I was absolutely greedy as anything, how do you think I've done? So walking around Denmark, we ended up doing just over 25,000 steps for the day, which again, I don't feel like that's too bad considering that you travel a lot and you sat down. So you sat down in the airport waiting to get on the plane, you drive there, you sat down, you on the plane there and back, you sat down, and the transfers into Denmark, you sat down, and then obviously we sat down and had as my croissant and coffee while poor Lily didn't feel too good. Like that went great. But we did just over 25,000 steps all day. I think it was 25,300 and something. And then we got home late. I drank loads of water. I'm trying to analyse that. I feel like now I'm saying it, it sounds like loads, but then I think in a full day, it's not that bad. And I feel like I definitely was more mindful not just to eat everything. Like we went to the oldest bakery and I bought one of the Danish pastries and we had a bite of it to try it. Lily weren't feeling too great, so she didn't want any more. And rather than me just like engulfing it all, I didn't. I put it in a bag and thought, I'm going to bring it home for Oliver to try. And I was satisfied that I'd tried it and that I'd had like a large bite, but I'd had a bite of it. But that I wasn't really that bothered about eating it all, which would have been a hell of a lot more greedy. I did take a packet of jellies, sweets with me to eat, but I didn't actually end up eating those because I weren't really that bothered. I think we were just that busy, and then by the time I came home and I'd eaten my sushi for my tea, I was quite satisfied and I weren't hungry. I was okay. I didn't come home and have anything to eat. I just came home, got a shower and went to bed. I'm not gonna lie, my body is broken. It feels like, I think because I've been going to the gym all week to try and be good at each side of this, and I have walked absolutely loads. All my hip muscles, like they don't hurt, but I can definitely feel that I have walked a lot. Like I can feel it in my body. And I'm going to work today, like the day after, which I'm okay with, but Jesus, I could do with a rest. I have had a little lay-in this morning. I haven't got up early this morning, and yeah, that's where I'm at. So how do you think I did on the Danish trip? Do you think I've improved and been more mindful? Because I do refuse to eat, like to diet while I'm away. But I also want to stop being just greedy and just eating loads and doing it for the sake of it. And I think that that's like a behavioural habit, because I do feel like I've eaten plenty and I've not missed out. But then, I don't know, have I been too restrictive, or have I been too greedy, or do you think the sushi boxes are a good choice in terms of eating while I'm out travelling and doing my day trips, but not then overindulging? I mean, they've definitely saved me money because I think they're about £4, so £4.50 from Aldi. I don't know how much they are, but they're about £4.50 from the Aldi. One of them had 50% off, so that were only a couple of quid. Denmark was super expensive. Like the croissant and the coffee, which was absolutely minute, I think it cost me about £12, which is it's quite a lot really for a coffee and a croissant, but it were really nice and it was part of the experience. And I feel like everything there was quite expensive. So then if I'd have to buy a meal as well, which I didn't because I took my own, and I do feel like that gave me a bit more control. Having eaten and not let myself get hungry by really depriving myself by planning and taking the sushi with me, it stopped me being starving and just buying stuff, just like for the sake of it and eating non-mindful things. So I do think that worked. However, it would be interesting to see what you thought of my travels and how I've incorporated being more mindful and eating less, as to whether you think that that were a bad choice or what you would recommend. I don't really want to carry loads of fruit around with me and stuff because it gets battered and bruised in my bags. However, I probably could bring some mango, like in a little pot. That might be a good move. I am ordering myself some collapsible water bottles so I don't have to buy them at the airport. I can fill them up once I've gone through security to save myself some money, because I am at the minute travelling loads and I drink loads of water when I'm going. We also, if we're staying overnight, take a travel kettle, and then we end up buying water and milk, so that'd also help with that. So I've ordered Oliver some bottles as well, so then we can fill it up and take it with us. So travelling and trying to be mindful on a weight loss journey. This is me trying without actually really planning and trying and making it a massive deal. So tell me what you think. It is Thursday today, so it's weighing day. I haven't got up early enough to be able to go to weighing day, so I will have a look online and see if I can go to one on Friday morning before I start work, but we'll see. I was just too knackered. I just could not get up this morning. My body just needed to rest. Anyway, that is my summary of what I've eaten on my Denmark trip, and I just thought I'd let you guys know, and also to see, to reflect on it, I suppose, to see where I can make improvements and still enjoy my time away without being super greedy and putting on half a stone. So let's see. Hope you're having a fantastic week, and if you've had a weigh-in, I've got my fingers crossed for you. I hope that you've had a fantastic time on them scales and you're really happy with what you've done. If you're really struggling, can I just say, please don't beat yourself up. It's a long journey, this isn't like a quick fix. You don't have to lose every single week. Just don't give up trying. Try and just be a little bit mindful. And if you are struggling in bits, just try and take it one meal at a time. Just try and change one little thing rather than everything. Don't beat yourself up, and be kind to yourself, because life's too short not to be, and this world can be harsh. And if anybody's going to be nice to you, it needs to be yourself. And I'm trying to learn that. It's not easy, I know, but it's part of it. Anyway, think thin, and I will update you guys soon.